Rise, please.
Be seated, please. These are cause numbers 2020-0D02631 and 2023-0D05832. State of Texas versus Patrick Crusius. We are here this morning on pleas of guilty. May we have announcements of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. James Montoya, Rebecca Tarango, and John Davis for the state. The state is ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Stevens, Felix Valenzuela, and Joe Spencer on behalf of Patrick Crusius, we're ready to proceed.
Please stand, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
So Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure is the discovery provision in Texas. I have signatures by you, your lawyers, and the attorney for the state indicating that the Michael Morton Act has been complied with. Is that correct, Mr. Stevens, Mr. Spencer?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Montoya?
It has, Your Honor.
Sir, in the 2020 cause number, you have been charged by indictment with the offense of capital murder. The range of punishment for this offense is life in prison without the possibility of parole. In the 2023 cause number, you have been charged by indictment with 22 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. These offenses are second-degree felonies, punishable by confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of not more than 20 years, nor less than 2 years, and fines not to exceed $10,000. By entering your pleas of guilty here today, you may be waiving or giving up some very valuable and important rights, like the right to remain silent, the right to confront and cross-examine the state's witnesses, and most importantly, the right to have a jury trial in these matters. Do you understand the rights that you currently have?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you could be waiving or giving up these rights by entering your pleas here today?
I do.
Sir, I have in front of me what has been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1. They are the plea papers in these cases. They are two separate documents under the respective cause numbers. Are these your signatures on these documents?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Before you signed them, sir, did you read them?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand them?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens, Mr. Spencer, Mr. Valenzuela, did you explain the plea papers to your client?
We did, Your Honor.
And is your client legally competent to enter these pleas?
After numerous conversations with our client, we believe he is competent to proceed today, Your Honor.
Sir, where were you born?
Dallas, Texas.
Under cause number 2020-0D02631 to the offense of capital murder as alleged in the indictment, do you wish to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And under cause number 2023-0D05832 to the 22 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as alleged in the indictment, do you wish to enter pleas of guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty
Yes.
because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Montoya, what is the plea agreement in these cases?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of guilt and a complete waiver of his appellate, post-conviction, and any potential executive clemency, the state is withdrawing its notice of intent to seek the death penalty in the 2020 cause number for a sentence of life with no possibility of parole. And then, Judge, with respect to the 2023 cause number, it is 22 counts of aggravated assault enhanced with a bias and prejudice finding, bumping those up to first-degree felonies. And so we would, 22 counts of life.
Of life?
Yes.
Mr. Crusius, I overlooked the fact that they were enhanced, so the range of punishment for the 2023 cause number is confinement in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of life or 99 years, but no less than 5 years, and a fine not to exceed $10,000. So the 2 to 20 I talked about earlier has been enhanced to that. Do you understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it still your intention to plead guilty to the 2023 cause number, knowing what the range of punishment is?
It is.
Okay. And you said it's going to be life on all 22 counts?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stevens, Mr. Spencer, Mr. Valenzuela, is this your understanding of the plea agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Sir, is this your understanding of the plea agreement you've reached with the state of Texas?
Yes.
And have you seen and signed the court's notice to you about your rights and the court's certification of those rights with regard to any appellate issues that may or may not have been resolved?
I have.
Mr. Montoya, please summarize the evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. Had the state proceeded to trial, the state would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that on August 3rd, 2019, the defendant in El Paso County did then and there intentionally cause the death of multiple individuals in the same criminal episode, to wit, Andre Pablo Anchondo, Jordan Jamrowski Anchondo, Arturo Benavides, Leonardo Campos Jr., Angelina Silva Inglesby, Maria Munoz Flores, Raul Estrada Flores, Jorge Calvillo Garcia, Guillermo Cochmemo Garcia, Adolfo Ceros Hernandez, Maribel Hernandez Loya, Gerhard Alexander Hoffman, David Alva Johnson, Luis Alfonso Juarez, Ivan Manzano, Gloria Irma Marquez, Elsa Mendoza, Sarah Esther Regalado Monreal, Margie Record, Javier Amir Rodriguez, Maria Eugenia Legareta Roth, Teresa Sanchez, Juan de Dios Velazquez. We were shown that the defendant caused their death with a firearm, to wit, a WASR-10 rifle, by shooting them about the body. Furthermore, the state would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly caused bodily injury to Enrique Atilano, Luis Ever Calvillo, Mario de Alba Montes, Erica de Alba Rodriguez, Oliva Rodriguez Mariscal, Jessica Garcia, Michelle Grady, Maribel Latin Sainz, Ernest Christopher Grant, Liliana Munoz Puente, Jeremy Avila, Octavio Lizarde, Martha Juarez, Rosa Calderon, Mario Perez Briones, Rosa Baron, Rosemary Vega, Monica Arciniega, Ana Gonzalez, Maria Magdalena Gonzalez Garcia, Alma Enriquez, and Nicolasa Mena de Velazquez, also by shooting them about the body with a firearm. Furthermore, the state would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant was the author of a manifesto entitled An Inconvenient Truth that was posted on 8chan shortly before the shootings, that the manifesto was authentic and authored by the defendant, and that the offense was committed because the defendant possesses a bias or prejudice, a group of individuals identified by their race, color, national origin, or ancestry.
Any objection to the introduction of States Exhibits 1, 2, and 3 under their respective cause numbers?
Your Honor, after already having had an opportunity to examine all the exhibits, we have no objections.
States 1, 2, and 3 will be admitted into evidence. The court is aware that we will be going into victim impact statements for the rest of the week. Based on the evidence presented here today and on your pleas of guilty, I will accept your pleas and at this time find that the evidence does substantiate your guilt. In cause number 2023-0D05832, I do find you guilty of 22 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon that has been enhanced to first-degree felonies. And under each count, I hereby sentence you to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for life terms. In cause number 2020-0D02631, I do find you guilty of capital murder, and I sentence you to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of life without the possibility of parole. Have you understood everything that's happened?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense or the state? Do you wish to make any statements?
I do, Your Honor. I just wanted to thank the El Paso Police Department for the work on this case, as well as the other first responders, local, state, and federal that responded to the scene on August 3rd, 2019, as well as for the investigative work by the El Paso Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I also wanted to thank the County of El Paso, the court, the county judge, and the commissioners for allowing us to use this room for the plea and for allowing everyone to be present. I also wanted to take a moment, Your Honor, on behalf of the state of Texas to apologize to the community and the court, and specifically the family of Gerhard Alexander Hoffman for the gross and abominable misconduct by one of my predecessors and her representatives acting as representatives of the state of Texas, and their manipulation and terrorizing and frankly the re-victimization of Mr. Hoffman's family during the pendency of this proceedings. And lastly, Judge, there's a lot to say about the defendant and the hateful ideology that motivated him, and that there are other public figures and elected officials that espouse and promote this ideology. But my sincere hope is that for the rest of this proceeding, this afternoon and the next few days, and moving forward, that the focus can remain on the 23 lives that were taken from us far too soon, their family members, and the survivors of this horrific event.
Mr. Spencer, is there anything you wish to say, or Mr. Stevens?
May it please the court. We stand here today in the shadow of an unimaginable tragedy. On August 3rd of 2019, Patrick Crusius inflicted a wound on our community that may never fully heal. He brought violence and terror to a place of peace, shattering lives and forever changing the landscape of El Paso. To everyone who lost loved ones, to those who were injured, to everyone whose sense of safety was violated, we offer our deepest, most sincere condolences. We know that the pain runs deep and cannot be erased. Today, Patrick Crusius pleaded guilty to the charges brought against him by the state of Texas. He has accepted responsibility for this horrific actions. This plea, following his guilty plea in federal court and the resulting 90 consecutive life sentences, brings judicial finality. In federal court, Patrick Crusius publicly expressed remorse for the first time when confronted by one of his victims. Patrick will spend the rest of his natural life in prison. He will never again walk free. Patrick will leave prison only in a coffin on God's time. We hope that the resolution spares the victims of our community the further trauma of a protracted trial and decades-long appeals. But legal finality cannot erase the pain, nor does it fully answer the agonizing question, why? How could something so senseless happen here in our community? Over the past 5 years, extensive evaluations by numerous healthcare professionals have concluded that Patrick Crusius suffers from a severe debilitating mental disease, schizoaffective disorder. This illness involves profound breaks with reality, including hallucinations and deeply entrenched delusional thinking. His thinking became increasingly divorced from reality, dominated by fixed, strange ideas, not based on fact. This wasn't sudden. It was a slow unraveling. We share this not as an excuse, but as part of the explanation for the inexplicable. It is crucial to understand that Patrick's severe mental illness made him exceptionally vulnerable to delusions based on racial misinformation. Untreated and isolated, particularly in the year leading up to this attack, his grasp on reality weakened. As his mind detached from reality and his illness set in, he experienced distressing, intrusive thoughts of violence. He searched the internet desperately for help for his mental illness. He withdrew from work, from school, and from his family. His own mother recognized his instability and unsuccessfully attempted to have law enforcement intervene regarding his firearm possession, but tragically, they did not. It was in this state of isolation and profound mental distress that Patrick turned to the darkest corners of the internet and absorbed the political discourse of the time. His illness wrapped his ability to distinguish reality from delusion, hate from non-hate. He became consumed by extreme ideologies found online on sites like 4chan and 8chan. He latched onto hateful rhetoric, particularly the dangerous and false narratives surrounding immigration being repeated in political discourse. The political environment of 2019 was charged with incendiary language. Terms like invasion were used repeatedly in political discourse to describe immigrants and happenings on our border. This rhetoric, rooted in racist ideologies like the Great Replacement Theory, dehumanizes entire groups of people. While Patrick claimed in his manifesto that his views predated the then president and that political figures were not to blame, he also explicitly stated the attack was a response to the Hispanic invasion of Texas, echoing the language used by political figures. Indeed, Patrick believed he was acting at the direction of the president at the time, seeing it as his duty to stop the invasion, because that's what he believed the president was telling him. Those thoughts became cemented in the vulnerable, broken brain. This is the crux of the senseless Patrick, unable to parse reality, absorbed toxic rhetoric that casts fellow human beings as a threat. Dehumanizing language, especially when amplified by figures of authority and spread rampantly online, can and did, in this case, have deadly consequences. It poisons minds, particularly those vulnerable due to mental illness or isolation, and validates horrific violence. When groups of people are described as an invasion or a replacement, it strips them of their humanity and positions them as targets. Let me be unequivocally clear. This explanation of his severe mental illness and toxic political environment does not in any way justify or excuse the horrific violence that Patrick committed. He bears responsibility for the choices he made and the devastation that he caused. He pleaded guilty, and he will face the consequences for the remainder of his life in the harshest conditions of confinement. The strength and resilience of the El Paso and Ciudad Juarez in the face of this horror has been extraordinary. This community, our community, represents the very opposite of the hate that drove the attack. It is a place of connection, of faith, and of cross-border kinship. Patrick failed in his mission to sow division here because the bonds of this community are strong. Moving forward, the focus must shift entirely to the needs of the survivors, the families of those lost, and the healing of our community. We heard the powerful impact statements, the stories of loss, pain, and fear, but also of incredible faith and resilience at the federal sentencing. We must continue to listen and to support and to provide resources needed for healing, however long it takes. We hope that today marks a step, however small, towards healing for all of those affected. May we honor the memory of those lost by rejecting hate, championing compassion, and working tirelessly to build a future where such tragedies are unthinkable. Que Dios los bendiga a todas las víctimas, nuestras familias y nuestra comunidad del Paso y Ciudad Juárez. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you.
The court wishes to address you at this time. On August 3rd, 2019, you traveled 9 hours to a city that would have welcomed you with open arms. You brought not peace, but hate. You came to inflict terror, to take innocent lives, and to shatter a community that had done nothing but stand for kindness, unity, and love. You slaughtered fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. You left wounds that have yet, after such horror, you are guaranteed the rights that every person is entitled to under the law. Now, as you begin the rest of your life locked away, remember this: your mission failed. You did not divide this city, you strengthened it. You did not silence its voice, you made it louder. You did not instill fear, you inspired unity. El Paso rose, stronger and braver. The community you tried to break has become a symbol of resilience, of love overcoming hate, of humanity enduring in the face of evil. This community will always remember those whose lives you stole, their names, their stories, their accomplishments. Their light will never fade, while you, your name and your hate, will be forgotten. This course will stand adjourned until 1 o'clock.